There comes a moment in your life when something changes, quietly. Not a breakdown, not a meltdown, just a shift. A moment where you stop chasing people, stop explaining yourself, stop proving your worth, and you finally realize the most powerful version of you is the one that stops asking for permission to exist. This video is about that version of you. The psychology of becoming untouchable. 1. Untangled from expectations. The first step to becoming untouchable is simple. You stop living for the voice outside of you and start listening to the voice inside of you. You stop trying to impress people who aren't even impressed with themselves. You stop shrinking your personality just to fit into rooms that aren't even worth standing in. And suddenly, you feel lighter. Not because life changed, but because you stopped carrying people's expectations like souvenirs. 2. The power of emotional control. Most people lose their battles before they begin because they're controlled by emotion. But the untouchable person, they don't react. They respond. They don't panic. They observe. They don't explode. They adjust. When you master emotional control, you stop being predictable. And once you're no longer predictable, you become impossible to manipulate. Weak people try to control others. Strong people control themselves. 3. The art of disappearing. There's a dangerous kind of power in being quietly present and silently gone. Untouchable people aren't available to everyone. They don't explain why they're distant. They don't announce their next move. They don't broadcast their pain or their plans or their dreams. Mystery builds value. Distance builds respect. And silence? Silence makes people curious. And curiosity makes people chase. 4. The calmness that scares people. Calmness is intimidating. People fear what they can't read. They fear the person who doesn't flinch, the one who doesn't take insults personally, the one whose emotions don't get hijacked by chaos. Your calmness reveals their insecurity, because when you stop reacting, you force people to face themselves, and most people can't handle their own reflection. 5. Identifying your real value. Becoming untouchable means finally understanding your value and refusing to negotiate it. You stop showing up where you're only tolerated. You stop giving loyalty to people who treat it like an option. You stop performing for an audience that never deserved the show. Your value doesn't decrease because someone didn't see it. It decreases when you forget it. When you know who you are, nobody gets to tell you who you're not. 6. Redefining success on your terms. You become untouchable the moment you realize success isn't louder followers or nicer clothes or attention from people who don't even like themselves. Success is this: peace, direction, purpose, control over your energy. If you wake up every day knowing who you are, where you're going, and who you no longer entertain, you're already ahead of 99% of people. 7. The final stage. They can no longer get to you when you become untouchable. People feel it. Your silence becomes sharper. Your presence becomes heavier. Your energy becomes more guarded. Your boundaries become non-negotiable. They can gossip, they can guess, they can doubt, but they can't access you. Because the version of you they could hurt doesn't exist anymore. This is the psychology of becoming untouchable. Not harder, not colder, just wiser. If you're on this path, you're not becoming isolated, you're becoming aligned. You're not becoming distant, you're becoming intentional. And you're not becoming untouchable to the world. You're becoming untouchable to everything that once controlled you. Follow Mind of Influence for the psychology of power, presence, and becoming impossible to break.